Um, let's do a little Happy New Year and update and things because I haven't done any of these since middle of December, I think. December was kind of crazy because we have two birthdays, an anniversary, and Christmas. And plus, one of the birthdays was my 8-year-old turning 8, obviously, and getting baptized. So that was like big deal. So now that all of that's done, I can like focus on other things now, which is awesome because Happy New Year, made some resolutions and stuff, and I don't know that I'm not calling them like resolutions, but they're like things that I want to do. They are things that I want to do, but I'm not gonna like be too hard on myself if I don't do them. I'm trying to. One of my biggest things this year is to forgive myself, and understand that I can't do everything, right? This is a hard thing for me to do because I'm so like I have to. I'm kind of controlling, and I definitely like micromanage things and stuff. And sometimes if it's not done my way, then it's not done right, right? And so things like that. But excuse me. One of my biggest things this year is just to do my best, and to my word for the year is reach, because I want to push myself a little bit. Like last year, my my word for the year, or my phrase, I guess, that I kind of kept, was kind of my mantra throughout the year, was wait. Like it was just about patience last year, right? Like being patient with myself and trying to let myself get back on my feet after having a baby. And then being pregnant again. And so now I even though I'm going through a similar thing right now, I'm gonna have a baby in a month or so, and gosh, I'm not ready for that. Sidebar: I am 33 weeks pregnant, so I have about 7 weeks left in this pregnancy. I'm due at the beginning of March. Fingers crossed that everything goes well. Your prayers and happy thoughts would be appreciated. It's a boy, and we are going to call him, what we're going to call him, Fuzz, which has a few different layers and meanings behind it, but he's going to be a little bear, and we're excited to meet him. So anyway, closing that sidebar. What was I talking about? Resolutions. So yeah, my word for this year is reach, and I want to kind of push myself a little bit harder this year, but also at the same time not overreach, right? Like it's kind of, I'm trying to find that balance, and this felt like a really good word for me. So next I want to talk about writing, because so back in October when I started doing these, I was revising a fantasy novel called Summon, which is a retelling of the King Arthur story with the Arthur character as a girl. And I love that story. It was a lot of fun, and it's still a lot of fun, and I still want to revise it and fix it and query it. But I kind of wanted to do something different for NaNoWriMo, and for the month of November and December, was kind of working on this other project about a different fantasy story where a girl discovers that like an heirloom necklace that she has can grant her special abilities, right? Grants her magic. And bad people want it. She has to keep it from them, and then they take it, and then she has to get it back. Things like this, right? So I was having a hard time with that because I didn't feel ready to draft it. Like I have a lot of outline done. I have a lot of world building done. I'm pretty sure I know what the story is going to do, but I didn't feel that spark. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it needs to simmer some more, maybe. And I couldn't, whenever I sat down to like finish some of the world building and answer some of the questions that I was missing, I couldn't focus, and I didn't really want to, so it was weird. And then this past week, actually, I was reading somewhere, I think it was on like a writer Facebook group or something, where someone was talking about romance novels, and I thought, you know what? I've never written an entire romance novel, like a contemporary romance, right? Like everything I write, fantasy wise, has romance in it, right? Because I love reading romance. It's fun, and so, but I've never written a full romance novel, YA. And so I was like, but I have written YA like short stories that people have really loved. Like there's one in the Pizzathology that we did last year, and there's one that I wrote about a year and a half ago that I just posted on my blog that I really liked and I've gotten a lot of compliments on. So I wanted to see if I could do this. So I took that story. It was very much on a whim. Like I was just messing around, and I looked up Sarah Eden, who I've taken classes from before. She's an amazing teacher and writer. And I knew that last year at Storymakers writing conference, she had taught a class on the 7-point story structure that Dan Wells usually uses, and she adapted it for romance specifically and added in a couple of beats and stuff. So I looked that up and started kind of just plugging things in basically from this story and thinking, well, this is this and that is that, whatever. And pretty soon, like within an hour maybe, I had a full like comprehensive outline, and that doesn't happen for me. Like it usually takes me days or weeks to get a full outline, but something that I felt confident that I could write from, which is weird. And so I started writing it yesterday and got 2,000 words throughout the day, which was awesome. All of chapter 1, and like it may be cliche and it may be a little silly or whatever, but like my drafts usually are at this point, so I'm not super worried about it. I'm just kind of trying to push through and see how it goes. The thing is, like, I love fantasy. Those are the books of my heart and my soul, right? And those are the books that I want to write, but I feel like I'm not as good at it. I don't know. It's going to be interesting for me to see how this contemporary romance turns out, because like I said, I've gotten compliments on my short stories and stuff, but I don't know if I can write a full novel. And if it turns out that my contemporary romance novels are better than my fantasy novels, like, maybe that's where I need to be writing, right? And that's kind of sad for me, because I love fantasy. Like, I love magic, and I love world building, and I love the stories and things that can come out of that. But maybe I'm just not practiced enough. And I've been trying to write fantasies for 6 years. But I don't know. I'm fingers crossed that writing this contemporary romance will help me be a better fantasy writer, right? Because for some reason this contemporary stuff is coming pretty easily to me right now. I don't know if it's gonna continue that way, so we'll see. But I don't know. I'm so like on edge. I don't know what to do. I'm a little confused, a little lost, so I'm just trying something new, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know how your holidays were and what you're working on, what your New Year's resolutions are, and I would love to hear from you. And otherwise, I will see you next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.